everybody. We're here. It's good to be here. I fly all the time, so it's nice to have a gig at home where I get to go to sleep in my own bed, so I'm pretty stoked about that. I fly all the time. I should be the best at flying, and I'm not. I'm like kind of the worst. I don't have TSA pre-check. Yeah, I know. I should have it. I should totally have it. And I don't have it for a dumb reason. I don't have it because you don't just buy it online. If that was the only step, I would totally have it. That's why I have every dumb thing I have in my house. It's because I had too many drinks and went on Amazon, and then 2 days later I go to my mailbox and I'm like, oh, I was sad 2 days ago. And now I have new coasters. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? I got brand new coasters. So if it was like that, I would totally have TSA pre-check, but that's not the way it goes. You gotta buy it online, then go to a building for an interview, and I don't do that. That's not what I do. I'll buy anything online, but you bring it to my door, okay? Amazon has ruined me as a human being. I'll buy anything online, but you bring it to my door, all right? I'm gonna answer it, I'm gonna be wearing a robe, it's gonna be open, all right? I'm gonna feel like a customer in this situation. But that's not the way it works. You gotta go, so I don't have it. So when I fly, I gotta be in line with everybody else. You know, people that fly once in a lifetime. You know, these people, they just show up to the airport covered in belts, just head to toe. Every belt they own. Like, what? I gotta take this off? Damn it, I'm wearing all of them. Or it'll be some lady with like boots up to their thighs, like, oh, you had to go to Hot Topic before this flight? You're gonna need a spotter to take that boot off. I wanna see that happen. Those are the people I'm behind, so I'm usually having a pretty bad time. And earlier this year, I was flying out of Charlotte, North Carolina. I was flying home, and it was early. It was 5 in the morning. And there's only 2 people in the security line, me and one lady in front of me. I'm like, cool, this is going to be fine. And it wasn't, because this lady in front of me was traveling with the most amount of food I've ever seen anyone travel with in my entire life. She just kept pulling snacks out of her carry-on. Just jams and jars and crackers and nonsense, to the point where me and the TSA agent locked eyes, and we just went, That's how much food she brought, that I had a non-verbal conversation with a stranger about it, where we just went, I guess. And then this lady, I'm not making this up, she pulled out a giant tub of cream cheese. A big vat of it, about that big, just plump. And that's when the TSA agent goes, ma'am, that's too much cream cheese. And I could tell she had never said that sentence in her entire life, all right? And she'd been around a while. Never had she uttered those words in that order. Ma'am, that's too much cream cheese. She'd never said that at a deli, not at Nana's house, never in her entire life. I'll be honest with you, I don't know how she knew it was too much cream cheese. I doubt they have a chart in the break room, like, hey, everyone's allowed this much cream cheese, but she clearly brought this much. She just goes, ma'am, that's 2 ounces too much cream cheese. And when she said that, she probably thought what I did, that this lady would just throw it away and we could go about our lives. We were dealing with a lunatic on that morning. Because what this lady did, I'm not making this up, she peeled off the lid and decided to finger out what she thought 2 ounces of cream cheese was and started flinging it into the trash. That's when, with my eyes, I said, I bet you didn't guess that's what was gonna happen. I bet you didn't guess that's what she was gonna do. That wasn't in your top 100 list of guesses. No way at 5 in the morning this lady's gonna peel off the lid and just start figuring out cream cheese like a sloth on National Geographic and just start flinging it into the trash. But that's what she did. Have you ever been up so early you can't react? That's where I was. It was 5 in the morning. I'm watching this lady fingering cream cheese. Everything in me was like, what in the hell is the matter with you? But the only thing that came out was, all right. I guess that's what we're doing. That's how today's gonna go. The worst part was I was behind her. She's ahead of me, all right? This lady is now covered in cream cheese, both hands. She went through the body scanner like that, just covered in cream cheese. All of her luggage covered in it, the x-ray machine, the little rubber flaps, cream cheese. All of my stuff's next. I'm behind her. I'm pushing it through that mess. I look up at the TSA agent. I'm like, I should sign up for that pre-check, huh? Shove my stuff in there. It's dangerous out there. It's what it's like traveling. There's a lot of danger, you know?
Honestly, I'm just really happy that we're doing this. I'm happy we could do anything. I love being a comedian. I really do. I love being a comedian. I'd worked really hard to become a comedian. I moved here from Missouri, and I started working all these different odd jobs. And at one point, things were so rough that I applied to be a dog walker. And I say applied because I went on an interview, and they did not hire me. Yeah, if you think picking up poop is embarrassing, try not being qualified. It's not a great feeling. It's not a great feeling when a dog does its business. Someone's like, let's let a professional handle this, sir. You just back away. Will you back away? We're gonna let a professional deal with this. Also, I have a dog. Like, I'm qualified. There was a time that I forgot a bag and I had to use a piece of bread that I found, but if anything, that speaks to my resume. So put that under special skills. Yeah, I love being from Missouri. I love being from the Midwest because the Midwest doesn't ever leave you, which isn't always the greatest quality because now I live in Brooklyn and there are times where I'm way out of my element. The other day, I was walking down the street and I saw a knife in the road, and my first thought was like, well, that's not where knives go. I was like, someone's gonna pop a tire on this. I should do something about this. So I picked up the knife and I just started walking with it. I just started walking down the street, just me and my new knife. I'm just saying hello to people. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, great. I got way too far before I realized, like, oh no. Now I'm the problem. Like way too far. I waited at a crosswalk for the light to change. Just me and my new knife, just catching every security camera around. And I was like, I gotta do something about this. What am I gonna do? And so I was like, think quick. And then I just threw it in a bush. So I covered that crime up for me and whoever committed it. Turns out I am the neighborhood hero. Being from the Midwest, moving to New York, you're out of your element a lot. Like, there's just some things that I just have never really wrapped my mind around. Like, do you guys know that guy in the subway that plays that Chinese string instrument? Yeah, I never tip that guy because I've never seen that instrument before. So I have no idea if he's good at it. I just don't know. I don't know. It doesn't sound good. It sounds like he's doing it wrong, if I had to guess. I'd be like, there's no way that that's right. My Western ears don't understand this. I think what he needs is just another older Chinese man to just like hang in the background and co-sign for him. Just like, he's really good at that. Well, wow, hey, everybody, there's a talent over here. Wow, amazing. I just don't have a relationship with that thing. I don't know if what he's doing is hard. I don't know if what he's doing is tough. Like, if I saw a guy like fold a fitted sheet next to a tip jar, I'd be like, here's a 20, dude. That was insane. How did you do that? That's a magician. Even if he just wadded it up and put it in his closet, I'm like, that's 5 at least. Like, that's amazing. Just for the effort, he got it out of the bag. That was good.
There was this one night, I was home alone by myself. Because that's what home alone means. And I was watching The Night Stalker. Did you guys see that one? The documentary about the serial killer that was in Southern California, like back in the 80s. So I'm home alone watching this show, super creepy. Episode's done, I turn the TV off, and all of a sudden, I hear this on my front window. I said, nope. I ran to my room. I put on every piece of clothing that I own. I said, if he's gonna try to assault me, he's gonna have to work real hard. I don't have no weapons in the house. What's my self-defense weapon? Denim, 3 pair. after a while, nobody came in the house, but I kept hearing the noise. Finally, I go to the window, I move the curtain, I look outside, and it's not a psychopath trying to kill me. It was a mosquito. The size of a bald eagle. Or maybe it was a cicada. I don't know. I never seen a cicada in my life, but everybody kept telling me, oh, it's cicada season. Maybe it was one of those. Maybe it was a mix of both. Maybe it was a muscata. I don't know. Some Nashville Geographic stuff happening. This was the kicker for me, though. There was one night I was driving home, and I'm pulling into my driveway, and what do I see? A snake slithering across. That's where I draw the line right there. That's where I was like, all right, you know what, Nashville? Bless your heart. This is getting ridiculous. I'm not a big fan of wild snakes. Pet snakes, I'm okay with. Like, if there was a snake right here and he came with a cosigner, like he came with a guy that was like, oh yeah, that's my pet, he's cool. I like that snake, that's a good snake. Him? I don't know him. He probably had that snake since he was a baby. He probably just ate a baby. Pet snakes, I'm okay with. Like, you know how sometimes you go to a real touristy area and there'll be that one guy with like a 100-pound snake around his neck, and he's just walking around. He's like, yeah, you want to take a picture with my snake? I'm like, I'll do it. He's like, all right, $20. Yeah, I don't need no picture. But the point is, I was down. I was gonna do it if it was free. Because free is my love language. Learning a lot.
It's messed up, man. You can't support them. Don't support Wayfair. They're terrible. Not as bad as IKEA, but fuck IKEA. You kidding me? They're way worse. IKEA needs to come with a kid just to help put that shit together. Somebody gotta hold these sides, bro. God damn. Can I go home now? I don't know, man. That's a lot of leftover pieces. You sure you didn't skip any steps? There's always so many leftover pieces after an IKEA project, isn't there? You look at a final IKEA piece like, I guess that's it. And you find out you messed up on step 8 of 49, you're like, I guess we just don't have a bottom shelf. It is what it is. We'll put tall stuff there. Guys, relax. Still me. Remember the dude who's been telling jokes for 45 minutes? Still just a joke. This is why comedy is the most frustrating job in the world. It's because this is the only job in the world that I would have to reiterate to y'all what I'm doing, that I'm just kidding. I don't mean this shit that comes out of my mouth. Rappers don't have to do that. Rappers are literally like, I fucked your bitch and killed your family. And y'all are just like, ah! They don't gotta be like, I'm just rapping, y'all. I wouldn't do nothing like that. I'm David, you know me. I wouldn't do nothing like that. So hypocritical, man. That's the one thing comedians do have over rappers, is freedom of speech. It's kind of like an unwritten rule in comedy, right? Like, you can joke about messed up stuff as long as it's funnier than it is messed up. And rappers don't get that kind of leeway. It's not fair. Like, if they admit to a crime they did on beat, they still go to jail. I don't think that's fair. Respect the artistry. Give them a chance, okay? I think if you can make a doper song than the charges you're trying to beat, you get to go home. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. All spectrums of crime, too. Can you imagine Ted Bundy in court? And they're like, you're going to jail forever. And he's like, well, wait till you hear this shit. It's a little song I call I Eat the Pussy Up, starring J. Doms. Because he's a cannibal.
I'm not on Facebook. I don't want to look at Facebook. I want to look at your face. I want to look you in the eye and shake your hand and take your measure. I know I'm coming across as very old-fashioned, but in my day, clicking like on someone meant knocking your genitals against their genitals. I only need a few likes a week and I'm good to go. But I hear a lot about Facebook from my friends and my family, most of it complaining. And so I've written a song about your Facebook page. Here's your friend from high school, oh, he's getting a divorce. But here's a Buddhist quote about how he'll be okay. Your racist granny loves Mike Pence without remorse. And no, I didn't know it was National Mustard Day. Here's a picture of a cat to be killed if you don't adopt it. Here's a cuddly lamb playing with a frog. Are you aware that Obama is in the Illuminati? Hey, look at this cute fucking dog. It's your Facebook page. Now just one more quick refresh of your Facebook page. Oh, Judy got to go to Marrakesh? But oh, how my friends are gonna scream when I post my snarky little meme. Fuck you, Judy. Click this link. You won't believe what happens next. And here's a selfie of me and my high score on Mario. OMG LMFAO. Can you believe this fucking dog? He makes that face just like Robert De Niro. I see we're all gonna die if we don't eat gluten-free. Oh look, your cousin Katie bought a pan. An invite to your mom and dad's church's corned beef dinner. Oh, Katie's already said she'll bring her fucking pan. On your Facebook page, where if someone dares offend, on your Facebook page, they'll feel the sting of your unfriend. Watching all my status likes increase, while I sit here growing morbidly obese. Well, Jenny just changed her profile pic to her kindergarten photo. Clearly, she's going through a crisis. Can anyone recommend a dentist in the greater Pilsen area? Your Christian pal compares a rap group to ISIS. Endless thread about vaccines, a picture of a foot. Overly personal involvement in the death of a celebrity. Look at my baby, look at my face, look at this plate of food, but mostly look at this cute fucking dog. On your Facebook page, now I don't mean to sound rude, on your Facebook page, why a picture of your goddamn plate of food? Forgive me if there's anything I've missed. Now excuse me while I quietly slit my wrist. Thanks to your Facebook page. Thank you.
No, I'm a good person. I just get confused sometimes with these dudes. You know, I'm a good person. Unless I hear someone read out loud too slowly. No, I'm a good person. I am. Like one time, both my sister-in-laws were skinnier than me when they were 9 months pregnant, and I still talk to them, so. I am a good person, I am. It's just confusing with these dudes, you know? Like gals, have you guys ever had dick so good you listen to a man talk about baseball? You're sitting there with your eyes glazed over. You've never been more bored in your entire life. And you're just like, holy shit, I gotta dig deep right now. The only thing getting me through this is knowing that I'm gonna play catcher later. They just never tell you in school that one day when you get older and you wanna have sex that you're gonna have to listen to a dude not shut the fuck up about baseball. I just feel like they should warn the little girls in school ahead of time. It could be beneficial to all parties. Like Mrs. Armstrong just pulls the little girls aside in health class, and she's like, look, girls. Not only are you gonna have to sit in a pool of your own blood once a month, and only make 70 cents on the dollar, but one day, when you wanna catch that pipe, you're gonna have to learn about a man named Albert Pujols and something called RBIs until you wish you were never born. Just kidding. I was first baseman on an all-boys team. This kid, Brett Everett, always used to burp in my fucking face. That was the first time I struck a man with a bat.
No, but I love that kid so much, but and I'm 100% sincere when I say this. I love her, but I also resent her. I do. I really do. Like, I resent her because she's fucking rich, you know? I'm serious. She's a rich kid, and I know it's not right, and it's leftover prejudice from when I grew up. I grew up really poor, and I didn't like rich people, and I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. It made no sense, and it wasn't fair. And I don't like rich people, you know. And I'm rich, you know. I mean, I'm not rich. I pay my taxes, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I'm comfortable. If I get sick, it's okay. So, this kid, when she's fucking whining, this fucking rich kid whining, is there anything more annoying than a rich kid whining about shit? I'm like, stop whining. You're fucking rich. All right? You have central air, okay? You have central air. All right? Are you hot? Push that button. You'll cool down like that, you know? Listen. You have a teepee in your playroom that's not your bedroom. Can you conceive of how fucking rich you're sitting there eating an organic banana that your mother made me go to 3 fucking places in the rain to get you an organic banana? Like, that fucking matters. It's the biggest scam in the whole fucking world. Anybody can slap an organic sticker on anything. Nobody does their due diligence. They don't know. Also, are you gonna eat the peel? Well, then who gives a fuck? Why do I gotta pay a 300% markup on this shit, right? Come on. It's fucking nonsense. And okay, so let me get this straight. So our air is polluted, our water is contaminated, our homes are slowly trying to kill us. But yeah, an organic banana, that'll set everything straight. Okay, great. You know, I didn't have anything organic until I was 40, and that was by accident, and I'm fine, okay? So seriously, quit your whining. Listen to me. Listen to me, young lady. Stop. Listen to me. Until you drive your 1982 Chevy Malibu with a broken side mirror an hour and a half through a snowstorm in Western Mass so you can do a set for a bunch of disinterested, drunk, violent, anti-Semitic, racist Christian patriots for $30 and a cold egg roll, then you can complain to me about how your purse doesn't have as many sparkles as Madeline's, all right? And also that purse, that was made by prison labor. Yeah, that's right. An innocent man, a bunch of dirty, crooked, corrupt cops planted drugs on him, okay? They planted drugs on him. They're dirty cops, and they planted drugs on him because they needed to fill their quotas or up at the end of the month so they get their free pair of Beats headphones or whatever the fuck. And so they were like, yeah, it's a indigent black guy. Nobody's gonna give a shit. So they planted drugs on him, okay? And then, when the department that they worked for found out, you know what the rest of the department did? They all covered up for him. Yeah, they're all corrupt from top to bottom. They're fucking corrupt. And then those crooked cops, those dirty cops, perjured themselves on the witness stand and in cahoots with a crooked prosecutor and a crooked judge, knowingly sent an innocent man to jail, ruining generations of lives. He's not gonna get to see his kid graduate. He made your person.
I don't know though. It's fun to have a quirky guy. I think it's important. Who in here is with a quirky person? Someone who's death threat? Yeah, it's fun. They keep you on your toes. You gotta be with someone who's a little different. Someone who's been through some shit. All right? Find you somebody with a little PTSD. Got a little story to tell. All right? Listen here, most of my husband's family is dead. Listen, I know that sounds bad. Don't awe me. All right, I didn't do it. Let me tell you something, all right? Leading up to wedding planning and having a dead mother-in-law, listen. It's a good gift, okay? It's a good... It's the kind of wedding gift you can't register for, all right? The whole rest of the relationship, I'm like, this is awful, this is sad, I'm so sorry for everything you've been through, but leading up to that wedding, I was like, thanks a lot, Brenda, you know? I was like, thanks a lot. Because I got enough pressure coming from my side of the family, right? I don't need two sides, okay? And it's tough. He's been through a lot. And that makes him a little different, all right? He's on the edge. He's like, he's on the fringe. He's a little bit of a conspiracy theorist. And that's fun, okay? Sorry. Keeps things fresh, right? Somebody like that's not gonna cheat on you. They're not. Because they are busy. They got a lot of research to do. All right, they got to stay online. They got to make sure the Illuminati is not putting chemtrails out in the world to keep us from finding out the truth about 9/11, all right? There's important things he's got to keep up with, and I like that. I like a man who's dedicated. I like a man who's at his computer a lot, all right? That's what I like. It's important, though. It's important to be with someone you don't 100% agree with on everything. For instance, I don't know, like politically, like we're not on the same side of everything, and that's okay, right? The world's in a crazy place. We're all too divided. We all judge each other by labels before we ever get to meet and talk. You gotta talk to people you don't think you agree with politically, right? Am I right? Am I wrong? It's ridiculous. We all might agree with different sides for different reasons, but at the core of everything, we're pretty much the same. We pretty much all want the same kind of thing. We just gotta talk more. The internet's made everything worse. I'm not trying to get on my pulpit right now, but like seriously, you just gotta reach across the aisle, right? You gotta talk, you gotta listen. You do. My husband and I are not the same on where we stand on stuff. For instance, like I'm a registered Democrat, all right? I'm an NPR sustainer. I read. That's just me. That's just me. That's okay. And I have my reasons, right? My husband, like I said, he's been through some shit. He doesn't trust people, and I get that. He's a little more an anarchist, all right? A little more libertarian, a little more in the middle of the road. He gets all his news from YouTube, okay? He keeps things fun, all right? And I like it. I learn from him. He doesn't listen to me. It's fun.
We had a very good upbringing. We always had loads of pets. We had loads of pets. Give us a cheer if you've got a pet. I'm very very jealous. I'd love to have a pet. I don't have that kind of lifestyle. I'm away from home too much and it would be cruel. So me and my fella, when we've got a bit of time off, like an afternoon off, we like to go to zoos and aquariums. But you can't always do that because those places are expensive and they take up a lot of time. So we have perfected the art of wandering around pets at home. You got to go in with a lot of confidence, you know. Like you could totally own a fish, you know. To be fair, I sometimes wander around baby clothes shops and I haven't got a baby. That's a lot weirder. I always think I can pass as a new mum because I've got a bit of a belly and I always look knackered. And if I think anybody's suspicious, I just lob a boob out. That doesn't work in Pets at Home. The last time we were in Pets at Home, they had a special section to one side of animals that had been reduced. Just let that sink in for a second. Reduced. It was one of the saddest things I think I've ever seen. They had a big rabbit in a hutch, much bigger than the other sort of sexy rabbits. Sexy is not the right word, is it? Depends on the rabbit. Thank you. And the big rabbit, to make it that little bit more heartbreaking, they'd written a sign for it in the first person. And the sign said, "Hi, I'm Honey. I'm a little bit bigger than the other rabbits. I'm a little bit older than the other rabbits. Please take me home." I thought you never expect to come face to face with a rabbit equivalent of your teenage self. I didn't buy it. It's got to learn. Well, we had loads of pets when we were kids. We had rabbits and budgies and hamsters and fish and dogs. We had loads of things. But whenever they died, we were never told that. We were just told some story instead, some lie. Anybody else have this? Yeah. What lies were you told? Shout out. Gone to a farm. What animal was it, love? A dog. Oh, it's still in your voice, isn't it, Flower? Dog. Farm, dog. Can't talk anymore. There was a lady the other day, she said, "My rabbit never died." I said, "What?" "My rabbit never died. It's just sometimes a different colour." And occasionally it was a guinea pig. Any others apart from the dog on the farm? What was that, love? Your snail ran away. Snail's not a pet, love. But did it have a name? No. That's why it ran away, Flower. You didn't give a shit. Any others? Swam down the toilet. I take it was a fish, was it, love? Yes? Yeah, it was a... Oh, bless you. Yes. Ooh. Went for a holiday in the Larrabee. There was a lady the other day, she said that she'd had a goldfish, and when it had died, she'd been told that it swam away out of the bowl. While I was talking to her, but a chat broke out at the other side of the audience, and I thought, I better see what's going on over here. So I finished with a lady whose fish had swam away out of the bowl, and I looked across here and I said, "What's going on?" And over here was a lady in her 50s, another lady in her 70s, potentially mother and daughter. And I said, "What's happening?" What had happened? The lady in her 50s had gone, "Hey, that's a shame, isn't it? That lady was lied to about her fish swimming away. Because my fish actually swam away, didn't it, ma'am?" And the old lady was pissing herself laughing. But we had the farm one. We were told gone to live on a farm to keep an old man company. When it happened to our dog, we were gutted. When it happened to me nana, we were thrilled. But my favourite one was a young Geordie lad when I did the Edinburgh Festival last year. He said he'd had terrapins and he'd been told they'd left to join the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I live in Brooklyn now. Now, Brooklyn, in case you didn't know, is the #1 place in the world to raise a kid, based on how many kids I see being raised there. It's a lot. There's a coffee shop I go to quite a bit in my neighborhood of Crown Heights, Brooklyn, right? I go in there one day, and there's a cool dad, cool as shit, you know, very, very rugged motif, right? Clearly, he had handled an axe before while throwing it at a target in a bar where they were doing a corporate team building exercise. And I bet he even picked up the tab, right? You could tell, it was just like, yeah, I'm a man. And he's trying to be cool whilst also disciplining his kid, who is maybe 5 years old, maybe, right? So this dude's all, Mason, 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 Mason. And you could tell he noticed then that people were watching, so the question mark becomes a period, right? Mason, 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 Mason. I know, by the way, Mason, right? I know, strong name. You think of George Mason or Stone Masons. I guarantee this fucking guy named him after the jar. 100%. He likes drinking sour IPA out of him so much, named his kid after one. Kid's middle name's probably Britta. Mason. And Mason was the coolest fucking kid I have ever seen. He did not give a shit. He earned my respect forever with one move. He walked over to a table and closed a laptop while the guy was on the laptop. That's the most hardcore shit I've ever seen. Because this dude was there just typing away in a coffee shop in Brooklyn. So no doubt authoring the next great Vulture article. Taking down the patriarchy from within. And then one of its youngest members comes over and just shatters everything about it. Like, jellyfishes him right there on the spot because he has to move his hands away so Mason could slam the shit. And then this adult just sat there like he was in trouble. And Mason just stared back at his dad like this. Just cold as ice. Like he might as well have been like, the fuck you gonna do, Gregory? I call you dad when you earn it. And the dad tried to flex. He's like, 1, 2, 3. Then Mason's response to 3 was just to start swaying. Just like this. Like a video game character whose player temporarily put down the controller. I don't know where this falls on the spectrum, but it is terrifying. And you could tell his dad was afraid of him, but pushed on like 4, 5. Do you want to sign a treaty before I get this hit? And at that moment, Mason turns his back and starts pulling napkins out of the dispenser. And I had to leave because I was about to start rooting for this kid. You understand? I was about to start like, Mason, Mason, Mason. He was so badass. Like I left with my coffee, made the block, and considered going back in because I know they still would have been there. But only now his dad's balled up crying and Mason's counting like 8, 9, 10. I don't know what comes after 10. I'm a child. Here, take a napkin, crybaby. What a little bitch. I bet he'll never respect his dad. Because that dad clearly cares entirely too much about the opinion of the strangers around him. Which is probably why he became a parent in the first place. I know that's harsh, I know. I don't mean for it to be. I simply grew up with a different type of parent. The parent that doesn't give a fuck. A fuck. About the opinion of the strangers around them. Which is probably also why they had kids in the first place, too. Let's just be honest. But they also don't want those strangers to call the cops. So in public, it's a far harder parent to spot. They don't make a negotiation scene. They don't do a countdown when the kid starts being a dickhead in public. I give them a few seconds to pull out of it, save their own skin, and if they don't, they just get drug off. Listen to me right fucking now. If you do not shut the fuck up this fucking second, I promise you, the second we get home, I will break your goddamn neck in front of your fucking toys. Do you understand me? Do you understand me? I will line them up. You will say goodbye to each one individually. Yeah. And they will watch the life leave your fucking face. Oh, that's funny? Oh, that's funny? Yes, that's fun. You know what else is funny? I wished for it to be a miscarriage. I did. I flipped a coin into a fountain. Ha ha ha. No, you have something to say now? No, say it. Say it, I'm listening, say it. No, say it, I'm listening. Exactly. Act tough, then back down. Just like your father. No, just one, please. He's not eating. Am I reminding some of you of your mothers? Or of yourselves?
I'm really interested in how much women are taught to be polite. And I'll tell you where I see it a lot is on social media. Because I started getting more people sliding into my DMs on Instagram and stuff. And women are always really polite. They're actually almost too polite because they always open with the same thing. It's always things like, hey, hope I'm not being creepy, but... And the men never open this way. And are always creepy. It's always something like, I want to be your slave and suck on your tits and call you mum. Want to see a picture of my pet snake? Then women are like, hey, hope I'm not being creepy, but where did you get your shoes from? This is how different my messages are from men and women. On Easter Sunday, I got a message from a woman that didn't know me and a guy that didn't know me. And the woman was like, hey, hope I'm not being creepy, but since it's Easter, here's a picture of my pet bunny rabbit surrounded by chocolate eggs. Have a lovely day. It's not creepy, but I can see a lot of you are like, what a cunt. A guy messaged at the same time, no words, just a picture of his erect penis next to a picture of Scottish comedian Fern Brady. Then as an afterthought, he wrote, greetings from Nova Scotia. Well, that is the worst postcard I'm ever going to receive. Look, I don't want to be anti-men by any measure. I mean, I absolutely do, but I also want to be more marketable. Shrewd businesswomen. Sometimes you send messages that are well-intentioned, and then they degenerate midway through. A man messaged me. It's opened with, hello, Miss Brady. Was enjoying clips of your comedy on YouTube, and then your beauty became more apparent. Cool. Yeah. That's really the kind of beauty every woman longs for, isn't it? Gradually apparent beauty. Wouldn't want any of that obvious beauty. I want beauty that dawns on me over time, coming into place like a magic eye picture. And a big part of being a girl doing this is you get a lot of feedback on whether, not on your jokes, but on whether people do or don't want to pump you. So I woke up in a good mood recently, and I had a message on my Facebook comedy page. It was from a man in Slovakia. The message was simple. It said, hey, you suck and you look like a potato. Devastating to find out the real reason my Irish boyfriend's attracted to me. Text my boyfriend upset and he went, the most beautiful potato I've ever seen. Went on for 4 months. He messaged me, he messaged my agent, he messaged a few comedians. The message was always the same. Fern Brady looks like a potato. Every time I told my friends, this is the worst thing. Anytime I told my friends, they all had the same answer. The answer was never, it's okay, you don't look like a potato. They all said the same thing. Every single one of them went, well, I love potatoes. That's how you know body positivity's gone too far. Just lie and say I don't look like a potato in a wig. The whole thing of worrying about looks for women is getting worse, and I hate it because it's not a personality trait. And I was a really ugly child, so I know how horrible people are to you when you're not cute. I had big, thick milk bottle glasses. I had a mullet, and I had a moustache by the age of 10. Big old moustache. Everyone in school bullied me. Must ask you a question. Must ask you a question, Badger girl. Whenever I cried to Mum about it, she was like, they're just jealous. They're just jealous, darling. Are you just pulling random parenting advice out of a book? Jealous of what? Jealous that I look like a Cuban revolutionary at the age of 10? Now, I especially hate when you're a woman going about her day, not even thinking about how you look, and a man feels the need to comment on your beauty. I'm talking about catcalling, but I feel like catcalling isn't that bad in Scotland. I think because Scottish men have an innate sense of Scottish women's tendency towards sudden violence. But I was walking around London recently, during the day, minding my own business. I walked down an alleyway. A man came out of a sexual health clinic straight away. I'm not making eye contact. And I could just sense he was going to say something. He went, hey, beautiful, want to suck my dick? Some of you are baffled by this, but there's definitely women in the audience. Yeah, you've had that happen to you, right? Any woman that's had this happen to them will know there's no point getting angry at the man. There's no point saying anything. I was eating some chips at the time he said this, so as soon as he shouted at me, I knew what to do. I started to silently spray the chips I was eating out my mouth, maintaining direct eye contact the entire time. Is this beautiful now? Women in the audience, that's what you have to do. Make your catcaller regret they ever said a word to what is clearly a very disturbed individual. I'll stop at nothing. I've had guys shout at me out of passing cars for a laugh, and then the car will pull up in traffic and I will snort into my hand and drag it down the windscreen. Still want me to cheat up? My boyfriend's always like, oh, Fern, you're gonna die in a knife fight with one of these men. Good. Maybe then I'll become the patron saint of catcalling, and people will start treating it like an actual problem.
My son no longer lives with me. Not because of locker boxing or whatever, but... He went to one semester at college and didn't like it, and I get that. I didn't like college either, so that's fair for me. But he also didn't want to get a job, and that's where I drew the line, because I just can't. So I let him go through the holidays. We did all that stuff, hung out a lot, and then January 1st, I said, you owe me $400 rent, and then if you don't have a job by February 1st, I'm going to kick you out. If you do have a job by February 1st, I'm going to give you $200 of that $400 back. And we're going to call that a happy father rebate. And then if you have a job, the first of every month, you're going to pay me $200 rent for the rest of time until I kick you out permanently. And he goes, 200? What about 150 and I buy my own milk? Who in the fuck drinks $50 worth of milk in a year? Are you having bone problems? What's going on? It's probably why I can't find a job. He's a horrible negotiator. We'll give you $17 an hour. What about 16 and I'll drive myself here? Well, you would be expected 14! Okay, we're no longer hiring.
The first month my son left, my electric bill went down $80. That's a lot. Want to know why? Because his hobby is leaving my lights on. It's like a passion project for him. He wears a Fitbit around his wrist, and I bet you he gets 10,000 steps a day just turning my goddamn lights on. All around the house. Boing, 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 boing. Ooh, that's a lot of green. All right. Boing, boing, boing. I know all my lights are on at all times because I live in a place where a lot of people like to hunt. My friends will get up early at 4 a.m. and they'll drive out to hunt and they'll go by my house and then they'll call me and say, hey, are you home? I go, no, why? Well, because all your lights are on. Well, which ones? Yeah, all of them. Porch to garage, buddy. Porch to garage. And you want to know why they're on? Because my son's scared when he's there by himself. That's the only logical reason. He's tough. I mean, he wanted to live there, right? He doesn't live with me full time at that point, you know, because he loves me more than his mom. No, because he wanted the freedom when I was on the road working. I'm tough. I'm gonna live with my dad's house. When he's gone, it's gonna be my house. Because I'm tough. Until the wind blows a tree and the branch scratches the house. Boing, 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 boing. Just the steps. Brrr. Operation Sunshine. Still running into walls.
I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like I live in the right era. Like, for me. I'm not saying you, I'm saying me. I know a lot of times people go, I was born in the wrong part of time. Like, I'm not. This is exactly where I'm supposed to be. I am the perfect modern male for 2019. This is exactly what you will tell your grandkids about. It's like someone that's like, yeah, he takes a boxing class, but yeah, I don't know if he could do any of it. You know, it's like that weird mix. Like, I feel like if I was born in the 50s, I'd be beaten with a shoe by like some dude with like a tight white t-shirt with a cigarette pack rolled up in the sleeves, just like, be more manly. And you're like, I can't. But I'm in the right era. Like, people can tell I'm not manly, but they're like, but he looks like he has a pretty eclectic record collection. You're not wrong. There's some funky hits in there. Not manly. Someone asked me once if I could change my own oil, and I was like, I wouldn't even know where the hole is. What are you talking about? And how well do you think I'm doing that you think my garage has a pit in the bottom? So that's how you get your oil changed. I take it to Jiffy Lube. There's a hole down there, and we keep a troll of a person down there that just... He doesn't get to live in society with the rest of us. We keep him in that hole. Throw some Cracker Jacks down there. Stay down there! No, I don't change my own oil. I'll be honest with you, the scariest time of year for me is right now. It's the winter time. It's when I gotta light the pilot light on my furnace. It's a terrifying time for me. Why is it so scary? That whole thing's covered in warnings. You take the cover off of it, the whole thing. Don't touch that, this will explode, that'll kill you. I'm just trying to make it 72 in here, man. Why is this a life and death situation? I'm just trying not to wear a sweatshirt indoors. That's the only goal. Why is my life on the line? That's a whole day event for me. You gotta understand that. I gotta pump myself up. Just like a football player before a game, like, there might not be a tomorrow. We gotta get this right. Then I finally get ready to do the deed, so I tie my hair in a bun, because I don't want anything to catch, obviously. And then I get my phone out, put on a YouTube tutorial video, you know, so a 14-year-old Malaysian kid can teach me how to light the pilot light on my furnace. And then I get down there with the lighter, and I'm like, oh my God! Here we go! And every time I do it, I step back, and I'm like, I don't know if this is how a real man attacks this activity. Like a real man just shows up covered in gasoline, strikes a match on his 5 o'clock shadow. Heat for everybody, 'cause I'm a man. Everyone's around him. What a man! Hell yeah, I'm gonna go take a shot of A1 sauce. See you guys for dinner. What a man! Not me, I'm down there going, oh, my eyebrows. Not manly. Now, the least manliest thing about me, I save for the end of my show, because it's gonna make a lot of you not like me. But no matter how you react, I'm leaving, okay? So, it doesn't matter. The least manliest thing about me is I can't drive the stick shift, okay? Yeah, listen to that, yeah. And that's what I'm used to. That's what I'm used to. Every time I tell a room full of adults that I can't drive the stick shift, everyone reacts like I just yelled, hey, everybody, I don't have any testicles. And that's not what I'm saying. I totally got 2 of them. All I'm saying is I can't do this. That's all I'm saying. I can't do this. And you know why? Because this is stupid. Did you know this is stupid? Did you know they make cars where you don't even got it anymore? Did you know that? Hey, listen, when you're done churning your own butter, why don't you join us in the 21st century? Listen, when you're done bookkeeping with your abacus, why don't you join us in modern times? You don't have to do. There's no way you enjoy it. There's a third pedal and a stick. Woo! Let's go on a leisurely drive. Isn't this great? Nope, can't high-five you now. I'm busy as hell over here. Look at me. Look at all this crap I gotta do. What's that, a hill? Nice, let's figure that out. How do you even text in this situation? I'm not a fan. You guys have been wonderful. I've been Zoltan Kaszas. Thank you very much.